Today, guys, I'm going to be partaking in Jill Norwood Saturday Morning Makes. I'll list her channel down below if you'd like to partake. So I'll be showing you a couple Christmas cards that I created, as well as some Christmas tags. If you're interested in seeing that, please do stick around. For those of you who are new to my channel, welcome, and to my subscribers, welcome back. I am Claudette with MsPuff Creative Corner, so let's jump into the projects that I created. So this card that I created is a pop-up card, and I got this technique. I saw Karen and Back Porch Stampers did this technique. So I'm going to go ahead and show you the pop-up cards that I created and maybe some of the projects, some of the supplies that I use. A lot of the stuff is retired, but you could use whatever is in your stash. Again, use whatever is in your stash. Don't go out and buy new things. And you could replicate a lot of these things that you see here today, okay? Or you could get stuff to build on what you already have. So this one here, it says, thinking of you this season. This is some old designer series paper that I use. And look at this card that I use with a pop-up snowman. And I had some, I loved this designer series Stampin' Up had. This is retired, so I cut out some of the snowmans to create the pop-up. I just used my scissors to cut that out, but this was a nice designer series paper that's retired, so I'm just using my old stash that I had. And I also use these oval stitch dies that they had. It comes with the oval, the circle, and the squares. Those are retired too as well. So I use that for my to cut out my sentiment here. And I just found a sentiment that was nice and big, and I used the red ink, did a red bow to make that blue, makes that blue pop. And there is the inside of the card. And down here I use plain ovals without the stitch to have the Merry Christmas. And I also had some die cutouts for some trees, and I add those to the back, okay? Next, what I had here is this one here. And this is Stampin' Up had some designer series paper that had like some gingerbread images that I used. These were 6x6 designer series paper. And look, they had a gingerbread stamp that they had. I got this house from this. And this little gingerbread guy right here, I used that from Creative Expression. I think I got those stamp set from scrapbook.com. And I have some little trees in the back right here. And I also put some little star embellishments on that. And I have, it says, Happy Holidays, wishing you a yummy Christmas. So this is the stamp set that I got the house from right here. And this is called Yummy Christmas. That's retired. That was by Stampin' Up. And this is where I got that little gingerbread guy right here from Creative Expressions. And this is the old 6x6 designer series paper that I use that Stampin' Up have. So I have plenty of that to use. So I'm trying to use up my stash and not get too many new things. All right, so there's the card again. So next up is this one. If you guys are new to my channel, please consider hitting the subscribe button as well as the bell icon so you can be notified when I upload my latest videos. So now this one, I think this one is my favorite one. I just like how the green and the white polka dots goes with this checkered red and white ribbon. And I got this red and white ribbon. This is it right here from the Dollar Tree store. I use a gingerbread punch that Stampin' Up had to punch out my little gingerbread guy. And I went ahead and embellish him. The face I used, Peachy Keen stamps. You know, I was turned on by this by Jill Norwood. So I used the stamps here to do his face. And I just use a white ink gel pen to embellish, to make those white designs there around his feet, his hands, and his face. And there's the inside. I use that same Stampin' Up gingerbread retired stamp set to get the house. And then I'll show you the stamp set that I used to create these trees. And this one says, sending you peppermint kisses. And then it says, Merry Christmas, your friendship makes life sweet. Next, I have this one here, and I think this is my second favorite. And this says, Season Greetings. And with my gingerbread guy, I use Stampin' Up! Have this craft paper, and I use this here to punch out my gingerbread guy. And these are the older, these are retired, but this is where I got my little embellishments to put on the stars on my little tree. So now on this one here, if you could see, I use a designer series paper. On this one, it has like the stars, trees in the background, and then I used this embossing folder right here to imprint those trees right here. So it broke. So when it did run that through my embossing machine, it broke the fibers of the designer series paper and gives a hint of white. And then also what I did is I took my blending brush and I used Whisper White pigmented ink to add just a little bit more of white around those trees. Then I add some of the champagne gems to the front, and I just love these champagne gems. All right, so then the stamp set that I use with this is this Carolyn Mice. This one is current by Stampin' Up. It does not have any sentiments with it, but I just love those little mice. They're so cute. And I just like the street light too as well. So I colored that up, put Season Greetings on there. So I added my sentiment there from another stamp set. And this is the inside of this one. So on the bottom here, I have some snow. I use this embossing folder right here. And when you're creating this, you want to be mindful if you have all these bumpy ridges, like where am I going to write on here? So you could make your snow not as large, wide as I made mine right here. So you have some areas to write on. And I could also stick an extra piece of cardstock here, plain cardstock, to write my sentiment, then add it on here. And I just colored my mice, and then these are the same trees that I added to that. So these are some of the other mice that I did. So I just need to add them to my other cards that I create. And if you notice here, I just add some little squiggly lines to look like they're the words for the carols that they're singing. Because when you stamp it out, it's just plain paper here. So I add that little touch to that. So again, that is this card. I did add a sentiment to the top here that says Merry Christmas. So you could add your sentiments to the top or to the bottom down here. All right. So that is that card. Leave me in the comments down below which is your favorite one. Let me show you some of the tags that I created. I used the Sunny Studio dies. And I got these dies off of scrapbook.com, and I wanted some circular dies with some scallops to the edges, so I got this set here. And these I just created a couple tags, Christmas tags. And this one, so when you have creating your tags, you could use different things. I embossed this with an embossing folder to get that little snowflake around there. So this is the embossing folder that I used. I don't know if you could see it. So this is the embossing folder that I used to emboss this tag right here. I add some diamond stickle to it. And I also got my blending brush, and I added some white pigmented ink to that too as well. Add my little twine and a little bow, and I add a little tag that says wishing you a Merry Christmas. I did add some cardstock to the back of this, and this cardstock, this is a little cardboard from a cereal box just to make this sturdy. You know, so once you put it on your gift, they could also hang it on a tree and use it as an ornament for the Christmas trees. And then on this one here, I use a bow up here. So I use the bow from Creative Time, and they have different sizes, and the fun size ginger bow die is what I use to create that bow. I add, so I did paper piecing, and I had designer series paper with some musical notes and wording here, jingle bells. So I just add that to that. And then I did add, again, all of these, I just add the cereal box to the back to make it a little sturdier. I just have to finish decorating that one. And then on this one here, I did paper piecing with this too as well. And you could see right here it has like a white, like doily looking paper that I add some leaves here, some holly berries to and from here, my little twine. So let me just bring in those cards that I created. If you had any creative value from today's video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up down below. I really would appreciate it. So these are the projects that I shared with you today. Thank you guys for tuning in. This is Claudette, and I'll catch you guys on my next video.